All right, man, peace. So I did a video a couple of weeks ago pertaining to some of the misfortunes that can occur when and if people decide to use dating apps irresponsibly. For those of you who've been on my channel long enough, you know that I gear my videos towards the so-called black man. Why is that? Because he's at the bottom of the totem pole and he's the most disregarded. And to be quite frank with you, a lot of you brothers get caught up in a lot of hijinks on these dating apps and on social media, flirting with these random broads. I'm not saying that you should never flirt with a female over the internet or that you should never utilize a dating app, but you should be aware of the pros and cons. And that takes us to this situation right here, which is going to be volume 2 in my series on that dating app just might be a trap. This segment here is going to pay attention to this issue from a different perspective. This is on an old episode of the CBS Morning News that I had here on my DVR. I'm going through my DVR, I had a little time, and I caught a couple of segments on this episode of the CBS Morning News that were very interesting. One of them, this segment right here, dealing with the dating app dilemma. Anyway, they're going to talk about it. I'm going to chime in.
With Valentine's Day just one day away, the FBI is warning of online dating scams. The Bureau received more than 15,000 reports linked to romance scams last year. More than half of the complaints involved losses of money. Over the past...
Damn, $210 million on 15,000 complaints. Whew. Somebody got hella game out there. Good Lord. You combine that with the fact that you have a lot of lonely people just throwing money away willy-nilly. That tells you that a lot of people have a lot of money to burn. For you to spend $210 million over an internet scam. Whew.
Past 3 years, those scams cost Americans up to $210 million. Tony Dokoupil has the story of one woman who says she lost about $1 million to a man that she met online. Tony.
A woman lost over $1 million to a man that she met online? God damn, he must have sent her a hell of a dick pic. Good Lord, his Johnson must not have been able to fit on one photo. It probably said to be continued on it. She said, oh, don't worry, the money's in the mail. You going to get, what do you want, check, money order? You want me to wire it to you? God damn. And why Tony Dokoupil always handling these relationship stories for?
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you imagine that $1 million? The FBI says...
You can only imagine it if you had that much money in your bank account. That woman must have been very lonely and very rich.
Romance scamming is a problem impacting all demographics, and that the scams are increasing because they're lucrative and easy to pull off.
The scams are increasing because the amount of lonely people is increasing. Once again, many people do not know how to relate to each other in real time, so they're turning to the internet, social media, apps on their phone to try to make a quote-unquote love connection. So, of course, that makes that environment very ripe for hustlers, for scammers, etc.
Scammers often prey on victims for money, of course, hitting them where it hurts the most. The wallet, sure, but also the heart.
I wasn't lonely, desperate lonely.
Yes, you were. Stop lying. I mean, let's be for real. You wearing pearls. When a woman starts wearing pearls, she knows that she's getting up there in age, okay? I'm getting an Ashton Kutcher vibe from you for whatever reason. I'm sure there'll be somebody in the comments that says that's a tranny. You know, you got the tranny police out there. Everybody's a tranny. You know, isn't that funny? A lot of these guys on the internet, every woman is a tranny, I guess, except for their girlfriend, right? I don't know. I don't know how these guys became such great tranny detectives. Maybe they have experience in that area. Am I saying that there are not a lot of trannies out here, particularly in Hollywood? Of course. But do I believe that every last person in Hollywood is a transgender? No, I do not. No. Are there trannies hiding in plain sight who are very famous? Absolutely. Do I believe every last person in Hollywood and on television is a tranny? No, that's ludicrous. But just getting back to this female right here, I'm sure there's going to be somebody in the comments. Look at her. Look at the Adam's apple. Look at her jawline. Look at her cheekbones. The indentations in her eye sockets. That's a man. That is a man. Look like Harrison Ford from Indiana Jones.
I wanted someone to talk to.
Debbie Montgomery Johnson signed up for an online dating service after the sudden death of her husband Lou in 2010.
I thought, oh, that's safe. I can do it from my home.
That's where the widowed mother of four met a British businessman who called himself Eric Cole.
Allegedly, she met a British businessman named Eric Cole. You sure that was his full last name? You sure his last name wasn't Eric Colecock?
I talked to him a few times. I mean, we messaged every day.
Johnson says
you talked to him a few times. You message him every day. So wouldn't that mean that you talked to him more than a few times?
She and Cole engaged in a 2-year online relationship, but never met in person.
Spoke on the phone. 2-year relationship. Never met in person. Now, according to the photo that they showed, it implied that it was a Caucasian man. Right? I don't understand how you could have spoke to someone on the phone and been in a quote-unquote 2-year relationship with them, but you never met them. That shows you the delusional mentality that many of these quote-unquote online daters are dealing with. And I'm going to give her a pass because she was married for a long period of time. She was very unaccustomed to the modern form of male-female gender relations. You know, she had to get brought up to speed, I guess in the worst way.
Over the course of their relationship, Johnson says she gave Cole more than $1 million in increments.
Damn, shit. If I was a different type of person, I would want her email too. God damn. $1 million? You had $1 million to burn over 2 years? Shit.
At this point, your heart rules your head.
Your heart rules your head. You mean your coochie was ruling your head. Your coochie was ruling your bank account. Let's be honest now. Let me see there. Look in the background, they got a bank statement. This bro just wiring money left and right. He's like, oh man, I would love to come see you, but I need some gas for my car. You think you could send me $8,500?
And I was doing what my heart wanted me to do.
In 2012, Johnson says her life stopped when Cole came clean over video chat, revealing who he really was, a young man in Nigeria.
Now look at this shit. This is what perplexed me. The alleged photo of Mr. Cole depicted him as a Caucasian man. But when this person finally unveiled himself, it was a Nigerian. Unless he did a phenomenal Caucasian accent, I don't understand how he was able to maintain his secret. I don't understand how she was unable to tell that she was speaking to someone who was not a Caucasian per se. But then again, maybe he speaks extremely properly and his voice range, his octave is a little bit higher than regular. I don't know. Who knows? I'm sure somebody's going to get in the comments. How could you say that? What are you trying to say about the differences of how people look? You know what the hell I'm trying to say. I said it. You don't like it? Oh, well. I just don't see how she was unable to tell the difference. I don't think that he's that good an actor. Beyond that, he was over in Nigeria. He must have had a perfect accent to fool her. But, you know, like she stated, when people are desperate, they will hear what they want to hear.
Big smile on his face. Can we keep this going? And I'm thinking, can we keep this going? Are you out of your mind?
No, you didn't say that. You said, can we keep this going? Well, can you send me a picture of your Nigerian nightstick? And then I'll decide after that.
Johnson's story is not uncommon. The FBI says romance scams account for the largest online financial crime losses.
And you know what that really means? That there are a lot of older women like her that are sending and wiring their money to a lot of people overseas. That is how he got the idea. I mean, not to play into the stigma of the quote-unquote Nigerian scammer, but I'm sure that many of them have gotten a hold of many a lonely Caucasian's email address, phone number, etc., and raped their bank account. I have little doubt about that. But once again, brothers, just to transition over back to you brothers out there who may be considering utilizing an online dating platform, please understand that the same thing can happen. In volume 1 of this series, we saw that there were many younger so-called black men who got caught up in an online dating scam where they ended up getting robbed. So same thing happened to them, just on a lower scale because they didn't have as much money.
Losses.
Once a victim sends money to a scammer, they'll put them on a suckers list.
Special Agent Steven Shapiro oversees the FBI's confidence fraud program.
Is there a particular demographic that seems susceptible to these crimes?
The truth of the matter is the victims tend to be well-educated, and unfortunately...
Let's be for real. The truth of the matter is that the victims tend to be older, rich, Caucasian women. You're trying to butter it up by saying educated. That is a coded way for him to say that they're Caucasian. In reality, it is older, rich, Caucasian women that many of these online scammers are pursuing because they know that they have the money.
And unfortunately have some kind of emotional vulnerability.
In other words, can't get a man.
Shapiro says romance crimes are rising as online dating popularity increases. In 2016, about 15% of American adults said they had used an online dating website or app.
After a relationship is established,
it says 15% of Americans have used online dating. It's probably more like 35 to 40%.
A scammer will send gifts, poetry, flowers, and then make some long-term plans, such as going on a lavish vacation or marriage proposals.
What do you say to that individual who thinks, I could never fall victim to this kind of thing?
These are experts.
Johnson is now focused on sharing her story and moving forward.
You can shoulda, coulda yourself to death, and I will not do that.
Yeah, don't do that. It's not your fault you had cobwebs on your coochie. You was looking for a man. That happens. It happens. Maybe you should have thought to yourself, like around the $250,000 mark, that, maybe I need to meet this guy. You let him go all the way past 7 figures. I mean, damn. I know you were desperate for some rod, but I mean, shit. You didn't say to yourself at some point, we need to meet up. All that money you sending him, you couldn't send him a plane ticket? Come on.
Because it was a part of my life and I learned from it.
Debbie Johnson was unable to get her money back, but she did remarry a different man that she met through friends. The FBI is advising people to stop communicating with anyone who seems suspicious and report that behavior to the Criminal Complaints Bureau.
Well, good for Debbie Johnson. She finally got her another Johnson.
Hey, I think it's really good she's sharing her story because it's painful, it's embarrassing, because you think I would never fall for such a thing.
Well, stop it, Gail. We know that you fell for it multiple times. It's very obvious that you've been on just about every dating website. Lookingfordick.com. You've been on all them websites, Gail. Stop acting.
But what does the guy say to get people to give that much money?
Well, it's important.
The same thing that he told you, Gail. Stop lying. You see Gail trying to not get caught again. She's asking the question. Let's say that you just happen to be an older woman and you're looking for some new dick. I mean, looking for some companionship. What might they say to you online that would make you give up that type of cash? I'm just asking for a friend. I'm asking for Oprah.
It's important to understand that these go on for many, many months, sometimes years.
It's never all at one time.
It's never all at one time.
Okay, so they're never going to ask me. I mean, they're never going to ask a woman for 7 figures in one drop, right? Okay, because I don't have that much money in the bank right now. So they might just ask for like 10K. I mean, I can handle that. Because a friend of mine just signed up on a website called hotrod.com, and it seemed like it was kind of scandalous. So I just wanted to make sure that before my friend signed up, that I didn't give away too much money based on what I saw in the pictures. My friend saw.
And then on a day like Valentine's Day, you're supposed to meet, and then you get a call, I'm stuck at the airport. I need money to come see you. Please send.
The grooming happens over a long time.
Yeah.
All right, Tony.
Tony.
Thanks. Newly on.
Look at Gail. Gail said, thank you, Tony. Where was this report last year? But anyway, brothers, be very wary of a lot of these online dating sites. You can proceed and use them according to whatever it is that you're looking for. But, just be aware of the pros and the cons. Anyway, peace.